What's up, y'all? Aloha and welcome, Soul Family. Kapualani here with your look into the current energies, of course. And so I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been watching the part twos of the videos that I've been sharing, especially this recent one from the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. I sincerely appreciate you. If you haven't watched it, I invite you to, and please forgive me if it's like I've been saying it over and over again, it's annoying, but it's a pay what you can, or it starts at $1.11. So don't be shy. But this particular part two, if you haven't watched this recent full moon lunar eclipse reading, I really recommend. I don't ever do that because I don't like pushing things on people. I really sincerely don't. But if you've been struggling, I really suggest you watch it. I only say that because of the feedback that I've received from everybody, and because I did add a bit of a guided, I did add a guided meditation and an energy clearing in there. All right, so I just wanted to put that out there for anyone interested or who could maybe use that support, okay, because it's there. But nevertheless, let's dive in. So we are in this eclipse season, keeping in mind though that this is a timeless reading. So any time that you're seeing this, all right, anytime you're seeing this, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But let's go ahead and connect to the breath if you haven't already done so. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, getting grounded, centered, and clear. Keeping in mind that as you breathe in, I invite you to set some goals, intentions as it resonates for you. And as you exhale, giving thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to your higher self, your ancestors, angels, and archangels, Mother Earth, Father Sky, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, Light, your higher power, and to each other, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. All right, so a lot of change. I mean, when isn't that happening, right? There will be time for the fun stuff, the good stuff. Okay, that's just like one of the first messages that I'm getting here. So, yeah, we're leaving this stuff behind. 5 of Cups. There may be some lingering feelings of losses, some feeling of regret, some desire to go back in time even. I actually feel like, there may even be a part of you very aware that, life moves on. There will be more happiness. There will be more joy. There will be things to look forward to. There's a part of you that may still be feeling a bit reserved and reluctant to move on. You might still, and keep, just remember, we're still experiencing the effects of the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. All right. We're still in that timing as I'm recording this video. So just remember that, okay? You're going to feel any of the pulling on the lower, when I say lower, I feel like lower body. I mean like the physical chakra body, the pulling on the heartstrings, the emotions that makes it difficult, right? For you to feel physically good, physically well, physically like excited about what's next. This is a time to heal. This is a time to accept. This is a time to just recognize not only what is, but to say, okay, the phrase, you can't cry, like don't cry over spilled milk, is associated with the 5 of Cups. But if you've, worked with me long enough, maybe you've heard me say it, but I'm like, you know what? You're gonna cry anyway, right? Get those tears out. Don't hold back the tears. Get them tears out. But just give yourself a due date, and you're not gonna be crying forever. And like you may as well, clean up the spilled milk while you're crying. But just remember, you can be like having to clean up your own tears, right? So that's where I feel like we got to allow for a little bit of that balance, where if you have grievances, if you have certain things that you really had your heart set on, but that, maybe it had its time under the sun and that moment has passed, that situation, that, relationship, that job, that connection, that experience, it cycled itself out, but life still has so much more for you to look ahead, right? So let's see. What is it? What is it? Oh gosh, yeah, High Priestess. How did I know we were going to be seeing High Priestess? Cancer energy, Cups energy here. I'm not sure exactly with the Five of Cups, but I do know obviously with water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? So we've got still that influence of the water very much affecting us, still the underbelly and that core energy, but with the High Priestess, it's again, maybe this is a time that we can't really, how should I put it? Because when I see the High Priestess, I kind of associate this with being a little bit of like an ice queen at times. Not that that's necessarily supposed to be the case, but sometimes with the High Priestess, there's no emotion, right? There's all this psychic energy and intellectual information, intuition, and there are things hidden. There's something in your consciousness that knows that this is not over in terms of like whatever it is that you're having to walk away from, move on from. You know that there's still going to be, like the sun will come up again, you know it. But right now, you also understand that you have to honor what's happening. You have to honor, like when your body's not feeling well, health, when your health is not well, and that's the water too, like, you know what I mean, when you're just not operating at 100% physically, it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? You're just gonna make it worse by trying to like push against it, or you know what I mean? So that's where I feel like the High Priestess is just, all right, we're not resting on our laurels, we're ready and we're waiting. This is like an in-between. I'm sorry, it's like, yeah, that's the energy. It's like being in that in-between. Things are still in a state of flux. The High Priestess knows I'm not going to waver just because things don't look the way that, it does in my vision or that my intuition is telling me. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And you have to trust your intuition is the thing. Honor your intuition. A lot of the times our intuition will urge us or nudge us into some kind of an action that we're not comfortable with, right? Because it's a change. And so right now, right, there's not so much, we'll see what the other cards reveal. But and I saw 656, excuse me, on the timer, 656, little angel number. But my point here is we'll know it when we see it. So when the opportunity arises, even though you may not have ever gone through an experience before, seen this or that with your actual eyes before, your instinct, your gut, your intuition is telling you that's it, take the action. Listen to your intuition, all right? Kind of like, like my intuition was telling me I should have just done this, I should have stayed home, or I should have drank more water, but instead I just went ahead and then I was regretting it afterwards. Like, it's just that kind of a simple thing, right? That type of a simple message, okay? So let's see what you might be struggling with, what might be challenging you, also where this energy may be taking you, bringing up. Look, whoa, High Priestess and Emperor. Okay, I did a private reading recently and these two figures came up. So I'm like, yo friend, yo private reading session, if you're watching this, yo, what did I tell you? Divine time and order, it's all aligned. Okay, it's all aligned. This is a massive collective shift. If you're watching this, you're part of that soul group. And if you would like for me to dive into what that means and a little bit, because I'm happy to talk about what that all means. It's not just people that you relate with, blah blah blah. It goes deep, yo. Soul group, soul family stuff, that stuff goes deep. All right, like in terms of consciousness and experiences, as consciousness, as energy. Okay. And so we've got this masculine, feminine, the masculine energy of wanting to maybe make something happen or feeling maybe in that frozen state. All right, the fight, flight, reflexes, I'm getting a lot of maybe this freeze state, like being frozen into submission, like not really knowing, like, ooh, I don't know. Because, the Emperor is about protection. Protection of the empire, the sustaining the empire, building the empire, focusing on, what I'm trying to say, preserving the status quo, if not improving it, right? And so I feel like there's something with the past. There's something about the past that you haven't felt like you had everything else like in your life under control, but except, that, not that, oh, except this one thing, not just that one thing, but there's this one thing that you just cannot move on from or look away from, let go of. And it's not so much about you letting go of it, but it's like it's also a matter of it letting go of you, of that energy, the energy of lack, the energy of doubt, the energy of loss, the energy of regret, the energy of just, oh, sorry, like you're, I don't know, it's because the five energy, sorry, you got anyone, sorry, I say it, recovery, right? Anywhere that you've had to sort of tend to certain losses, there may be, I feel like with this emperor, because the emperor is very rigid, right, in terms of a shadow element. And so it's like, where are we judging previous experiences? Where are we judging ourselves? Where are we judging others? Where are we wanting to, like, I'm thinking of that sword, and I'm thinking of this again in a potential shadow element. Where am I wanting to appoint blame, or you know what I mean? Whether I'm blaming myself or the world or whatever situation, I'm blaming karma. It's like, you know what? We got to get past that, right? And so there's this the shifting of the gears between the gas and the brakes, the push and the pull, is we're trying to find that finesse of holding the space, of allowing our intuition to guide us, while also being responsible, while also showing up or doing nothing, because it's like, you know what, that's what I'm supposed to do right now, is just watch and wait. But you're not just watching. Like, have you ever seen a lookout? At least in a movie, right? Maybe not in real life, but like, okay, a better one is like a lifeguard. The lifeguard's always on watch. Right? What are you watching? Nothing. But then what are you looking at? Everything. That's like literally what's coming to mind here. So it's like, that you have a job, you have a destiny, something divine, a divine purpose, a soul purpose, right? And now you're like, this is just, you're standing in your soul purpose. You've arrived, old man, like, or, I don't mean that as a literal, but in terms of your life's experience, in terms of what you've been dealing with, what you've been seeing, what you've been trying to push through in life. You've been there, you've been dealing with. That's why right now you're showing up, and the message is high priestess mode, right? What are you not seeing potentially? Yeah, the devil. I don't know why, but I'm hearing like, left to your own devices. What is it that they say? Idle hands is the devil's play, or whatever, something like that. So what we're not seeing is, I mentioned it with underbelly, anything that, we're cycling out of those addictive patterns, toxic patterns. And addiction can be anything. It can be healthy addiction that starts out healthy, right? Like running. And then people just like running, like, whoa, we gotta like give your body time to rest, or whatever, like having a healthy diet, and then going to extremes. It's about minding when you're overdoing or underdoing something. Okay? When you're overdoing or underdoing anything, it's about also acknowledging the monkey mind. It's about also acknowledging where we're too fixated on the end results, when we're not seeing that we are the magic, when we're not seeing we are the engine. You are the magic. You are the engine. You are the machine that makes the thing happen. And I don't mean that obviously in a dissociated, disgusting, like a dark way. You know what I mean? You are the vehicle that makes your life possible. That's you. You have the mastery, the ability. As we know, and if we don't, I'm just going to remind you, the tarot are not bad or good. There can be some that's a little bit harsher. It's like, oof, that's a little bit more of a difficult one to work with, right? But it's not good and evil, good or bad, kind of stuff like that. The devil, in fact, is all about acknowledging where we're not empowering ourselves. It's time to take your power back. Seize the day, seize the moment, seize the opportunity, but don't let the results or the outcome control you, right? Where you're just going in blindly and just, you know what I mean? We want to love ourselves. We want to be good to ourselves. We want to stop hurting ourselves. this Capricornian energy. So Cancer, Aries, Capricorn energies at play here. If you have any of those in your chart, especially any aspecting, affecting some, moon rising, Venus, North Node, that sort of thing. Those elements of your personality of your chart may be highlighted, especially at this time. Okay, so I just want you to be aware just in case. So, okay, earth, water, and the fire here. But again, Cancer, Aries, Capricorn. There's a lot of that, the Capricorn energy that we're shifting out of, and also part of what we need here with the Capricorn energy is getting, making something happen, taking the action, pushing something forth, empowering ourselves with saying that I am the master of my world, of my reality, of my creation. Okay? So let's see what's coming into fruition here. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. So some new beginnings and some opportunities for new seeds that we're planting. Getting excited because you can see there's messages coming through. You yourself may be the messenger, all right? But you've got something, you've had something in mind. And now you've got a bit more of the ability, whether it's now you've got the knack and you've always had the coin, but now you know what to do with it. Or you had an idea, but now you have the coin to do something with that idea. So maybe it's a little bit of both. But this Page of Pentacles is opening you up to exploration. It's opening you up to seeing things in a new way, doing things in a new way, learning something, maybe a new trade potentially that you're looking into, a new hobby, a new craft. I want to say a new way of spending your time, almost like whatever, like I said, if it's a hobby, if it's a craft, if it's a art, or just something along those lines. But with the coin, it's something that you don't have to take it so serious. Like maybe one day that could turn into a job, or that could turn into a career, or you could turn that into, wow, you could make something out of that skill, that talent. And if you like making doilies, you know what I mean? I don't know why that came up, but just something like that. But like I said, you got the mastery. So you see that pentagram, right? The upside down triangle, and now it's right set up in the pentacle, because you've got it. We're not just staying into thought process and obsessing over the thought process, or like the end result. How am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? Like, you know what? I'm here now. So I'm just going to check it out and just let the scenery, let the experience sort of guide me right now. I'm going to be open to the messages, open to the experiences, new experiences. Okay? Got that feather in your cap there. So we're focusing again on, rather than the Emperor, where it's like, oh, I've already mastered everything. I've already come to the, stop thinking that you're out of time, number one, because I think of the old man and then the younger, you know what I mean? The child energy here. So we're going back in time in a way where you think you've lost time, where you think you may have already seen something through or fulfilled it, whether it's like, oh, well, I love him. You've already fallen in love, fallen out of love, blah, 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 or whatever. It's like there's a new start coming for you. If it's in your career, if it's in your health, no matter what it is, whatever it is that's coming up for you, that's been a focal point for you, that's been important and significant. Like I said this, thank you, Spirit, thank you. Like 2 sessions ago, not in this past, maybe a little bit in this past Pisces full moon lunar eclipse reading, but I believe it was one before that. Things are going to be flipping around. You're going to be right side up again. I see this almost like the hourglass. If it's like, oh, my hourglass has run out of time. It's like, oh, nobody wants to hear that they've run out of time. Unless it's like, okay, the cake's finished baking, we've run out of time. Like, yay, it's done. The clock's run down. Give it, look at it in that space. You know what I mean? Where you've been feeling really just, like this, rest assured, there's something that's going to manifest. It's not just you having this opportunity. Something is going to physically manifest. This is a download now. Something's going to physically manifest to give that, get that gleam back in your eyes. What I'm getting, you're gonna get that gleam back in your eye. So come on now, Spirit, don't let us down. Yeah. So the guidance, the outcome. Nine of Wands, overthinking. Address the overthinking. Address the overdoing. Like this is again. It's like look back at the last like what your experiences have been. Take the like it's gonna serve you. Like I said from before. This is covering. Sorry, I didn't say it's from the very beginning. But for those who have not seen this before or worked with me before in these particular sessions are covering about just around the next 7 to 10 days. It can be something that you're standing in that you were in, but then you know what I mean. Look for some insights and things over this next 7 to 10 days, and then as I go into the extension or part 2, we're going to be covering the next 1 to 4 weeks. More about the information streaming through, but looking at things. As they're unfolding over the next 1 to 4 weeks. And we can see here that there's some, the consistency, right, of how things are flowing, like luckily and gratefully, being grateful for that rather. But this Nine of Wands, so with this fire element in a space of exhaustion, listening to your body. Because like I said, we're kind of having to shift the gears. If you've been hustle, work, what do I need to do to make this happen? What do I need to do to make that happen? What do I need to do? That's the devil energy. It's like maybe you need to chill and slow down. Sometimes just chilling and breathing, that is like, nah, woo, you know what I mean? Like, how do you do that, man? Bah! So that's where it's like you might not have any choice. Nine of Wands. Don't stop exhausting yourself. You can try to push beyond. You can't force this page to become an emperor. This doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? It goes. I mean, it can, but it just may not. I don't know what that's gonna look like. But so yeah, this Nine of Wands. This is out. Where this energy is flowing. Also, what you can embrace as well. So slowing down, there's a lot of this energy. Look at them. They're all looking back. All of the masculines are looking at the past. The devil looking straight on. The high priestess looking straight on. Okay? So there's something here where your feminine aspect and the part that's really wanting to go, is needing to still take a moment to catch up. Your body, your energy, spirit, your life force, needing time to grow strength again, to build up again. Totally makes sense, all right, with the current phase of time that we're in. So just, give it that wiggle space. Okay, we're going to transition, of course, as we do, to our animal spirit deck. Keeping in mind that when we cross over into the extension again, we're going to be doing, just looking at the next 1 to 4 weeks. Here we got the next 7 to 10 days of energy, current energy, so forth. And then since I had a little bit of fun with this one in the previous session, I think I may bust this one out again for the part 2 following this. Okay, so let's get some guidance now from our animal spirit and see what's coming through. We need here. Focus our energies. Oh, I love the bee. I love bee. So sweet, honey. Oh my gosh. Busy bee. Work bee. Slow down and enjoy the sweetness of life, especially if you haven't. If you haven't taken the moment to enjoy the sweetness of life, please. I'm just getting out so strongly right now, and I invite you into that space, all right? That's like literally, and even with the bee is even facing in the past here. Oh my gosh, but I hear success. I hear good. I don't know why, but I'm getting luck, good luck. And again, honey, sweetness of life, busyness. So you are going to be busy again. You will be busy with joyful work, heart-centered work. There's something going on with from the solar plexus to the throat chakra. All right. Something, from the root, obviously our root chakras are drained. It's like there's clearing that's happening right now. The generational clearing is already, we're pushing through that at this point. We're getting through our personal stuff that is connected and attached to all that generational. It's all intertwined. But that's a lot of this kind of sluggishness, this kind of slowdown. If you're experiencing any of that, whether it's within yourself, or you notice that, like, oh, how come this isn't, I'm ready to go, and how come this isn't happening, or like, da da da, but then there were these, like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. If things aren't seeming exactly like smooth or properly timed, like if the timing of things seems so kind of off, a lot more off right now, or just things aren't feeling like, that's what's going on in the energies right now, right? So let's see what message the sweet bee has for us. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you, I love bee. Earnest, hardworking, democratic. Okay, so let us lean into being content, active, and vibrant. What did I say? Just gotta be here now. Sorry. And let's recognize when we're overworking or feeling annoyed. Or we're being annoying, we are annoyed, we're overworking, we're overworked. To bring this into balance, how about taking a mini vacation? Just a little mini break. So like I said, stop to enjoy the sweetness in life sometimes. It's not about, we gotta find that balance between what I say before, overdoing and underdoing. And I think it's really interesting how we've got the fly here with the devil and then the bee. So something with the insect realms. So if you've had some flies coming around, or if you notice some bees, pay attention, all right? And I don't care what people say about flies. Oh yeah, dark energies. Flies, all animals are sacred, except mosquitoes. And I'm just kidding. I don't know. I gotta do the research on mosquitoes, but I'm like, I feel like they don't serve a purpose other than to spread disease, which I guess serves a purpose, right? It's all divine. But anyway, I digress. Thank you for the sound of a good old siren. Thank you so much for being here, for joining me. Again, I do invite you to check out part 2, the extension to this reading, if it does speak to you. Very little to no risk, $1.11, pay what you can, whatever you feel. It goes up to like, I think 10.10 is what I put the scale to, but I appreciate you nevertheless, all right? Take good care, and for those of you who are going to be diving deeper, I'll see you in the extension. Till next time.